Hello, 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 cruisers. It's been a mighty long time since I've been back on this channel. I've got to do a better job of being on here on a regular basis, and I promise I will try. You may be wondering, why am I so bundled up other than it being December and, we're getting close to the Christmas and holiday season? It's cold, it's chilly, it's wet, it's raining, it's damp, it's cool, it's everything that's not associated with being warm and being on a cruise ship. That's where I live, and that's the way it's going to be. Anyhow, today is going to be just a short news on what happened yesterday in Key West. So the Norwegian Dawn was met by a group of protesters, and they come from an organization called Safer, Cleaner Ships, SCS. So part of their argument is cruise ships that are coming into their ports, into their harbor, are much too large, and it's doing what's called illegal dredging. So illegal propeller dredging. So it's just digging up the ocean floor and disturbing things. So and apparently this causes some, other than dirty waters, dirties up the water, some unsafe boating for the local boaters. They're not in these large cruise ships. They're just in their smaller boats, fishing boats, pleasure boats, and things like that. So they want to put a stop to that. And what they want to do is slow down the cruising industry traffic into Key West down to 1,500, this from my understanding, 1,500 passengers per day. Not per ship, but per day, which is a small amount. Taking in consideration, some of these cruise ships hold 3, 4, 5, and 6,000 people. So what's the answer here? Does the cruise industry just stop going to Key West? If you were to ask me, I'd say that's perfectly fine. I've been there 6 times. I've been on 36 cruises. It's kind of neat, but it's not that great. So I don't need to go there. Or is there another option? Do the larger cruise ships just anchor offshore someplace and just tender in? Will that work? I don't recall actually how I set foot into Key West. It was just one of those things where it's like, oh, it's Key West. Okay, cool. I'll go to a bar or I'll walk around. But I could do it in an hour and then I'm done. Don't get mad at me. I mean, it's a nice place to visit if you haven't been there, but it's not necessary. Is that okay to say? What do you guys think? Do you want to keep going to Key West? Is it such a bad thing to have all these cruise ships going there with all these passengers? Is it helping the local economy, or is it harming the environment? Which one outweighs the other, or do they play an equal part in that? All right, so I know I said it doesn't matter if we go there or not. It is a destination. It is a stop. Perhaps I would have been bummed if I was scheduled to go there and if they pulled Key West. But you decide. You let me know. You let the viewers, the listeners know. Are you all for pulling back the number of passengers that get off the ship and walk around in Key West? Are you for completely pulling out of Key West? Or do you think it should be kept the same and we should have thousands and thousands of people disembark and walk around Key West? You let me know. Let me read to you a quote that came from the SCS treasurer. His name is Arlo Haskell or Haskell. I'm not exactly sure how to pronounce it, but this is what he had to say. He says, large cruise ships like the Norwegian Dawn are just too big for our shallow channel and harbor. Every time one of these ships comes in, they drag the seafloor and leave a silt plume that runs from reef to harbor. I mean, that sounds pretty nasty, pretty bad. And honestly, I don't blame them because this also has a lot to do, again, with the environment. So I'm just going to say it again one more time. What are you for? Limiting the number of passengers that are allowed into Key West off of the large cruise ships? Or do you want to see all the cruise ships just stop completely going into Key West? Is there something else that we could do as far as anchoring offshore at a far enough distance to where it won't disturb anything from the reef to the harbor, and then just tendering in? I don't know. What's the answer? You guys let me know, and let everybody else know what your opinion is. Until next time, my name's Chuck Tuck. Thanks for dropping by. So long.